Yeah, Christoph, thank you very much that I'm allowed to speak here. It's a great honor for me. And first of all, some ask already about the book. I will give it through the rows. I will tell something about it a bit. It's in German, but I will tell you in English now a bit about my story. First of all, who of you did enjoy last night Volksgarten? Okay, so who did already say happy birthday to Christoph? Well, it's his birthday today, and that's what we celebrate. I think we should make an applause to his birthday today. I already told Christoph last year is to celebrate my birthday one time when I grew up like him. I think it's a really cool thing when you have so many people from the community to celebrate your birthday. They come for you to Vienna and he's making a conference, so I think that's just great. Yeah. When he asked me about the speech, he said the topic is life hacks. Yeah? And I thought, okay, most of the people are much more cooler than me. They travel all the time, like Christoph. They are digital nomads. So what should I tell them? And I had some discussions with some of you, and I found out that there's still some stuff which I can tell you. But first I have some questions. Who of you has to be at one place to work? Okay. Who of you is completely free on the place he has or she can work? Amazing, yeah. Who of you still has to work for money? Okay. Who of you thinks that he works and changes money with time? Like an exchange rate, okay? Okay. Who of you has too much time? Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so I will start and tell a bit my story. And yeah, that's the book, it's in Germany, it will go through the rows. And when I started, like as a young guy, I learned at a bank. I was a bank clerk, I studied business administration, I made a liberal career at the German Mercedes-Benz production. Then I sold cars, Volkswagen, Audi. Then I was manager at a car dealership, even was one of the owners. Then I sold it, and then I built up my small consulting company. Yeah? It was in 2008. I was consulting like business owners when they buy a company, they sell it, how to build it up. And I made restructuring business, so I had a special, we say, in German it's called Insolvenzverwalter, Ausbildung, so I had like customers who are short before bankrupt in a crisis. Yeah. I did that for 8 years, I was really, really successful, but it was a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, a lot of anger, a lot of fear. And yeah, I felt like I worked 70 hours a week, and I always had some stress, health problems, like if you have influenza, it doesn't go away, or if you have, I don't know, in English, Gürtelrose, it's stress from stress. And the end was I had a tinnitus, and the ear broke down, so I didn't hear anything for 1 week. Yeah, and then I thought, okay, I have to change something. Yeah. And then I started to change my life. That was in 2014, and it's very interesting what happened. I worked less and started to earn more, and then I said, okay, why is that the case and stuff like that, and then the journey began. Now today I'm kind of living my dream. I travel 5 to 7 months a year. I sold my consulting business. I started to invest in real estate. I work like 2 or 3 hours a day. And the most important thing is, as more as I do that, as more successful I get, and as more cool people I attract. And that was also a very good learning. Yeah, and I want to give you some life hacks, what I took out of that. Yeah. Before I started to go out of the consulting business, I also saw a lot of people who are successful or not. I did around like 2,000 cases and 8,000 consulting hours. Yeah? And yeah, the first thing I want to give to you is, most of you do it already, is travel more. Travel as much as you can. Yeah, that's one of my things. When I was working 70 hours a week, I could barely travel 3 or 4 weeks a year, and still in my holiday I had a lot of stress and calls and stuff like that. And I learned, as far as you are away from home, as nearer you are to you. So you see it clear. And the first learning of me was, I traveled 1 week off every month. Yeah, when I started to change my life. And I can prove that I made more turnover about it, because far away you see much more clearer. When you're at home in the stress, you are in a kind of a tunnel. Yeah? Do at least every 6 months something you have never done before. I do it since 3 years, and it's interesting. Try it out. Even if you have a cool lifestyle, a lot of people don't really do new things. So try it out. Do every 6 months something you have never done before. It's amazing what happens. Yeah? What I also do is I try to transfer knowledge. Yeah? From something or from one area to another. For example, I do a lot of meditation. I transfer it to business or to deal making. Yeah? Or, for example, from foreign countries. Yeah? People, when you travel a lot, you can bring stuff from other country to your home country, or vice versa. In my opinion, like Amsterdam or the Netherlands, they are 2 years ahead from Germany, especially in online marketing, or the United States in a lot of parts of the business or life. They are 5 years ahead of Germany. You can transfer something from offline to online, or from online to offline, and from big to small, like structures, processes, taxes. That's what a lot of people and trainers do. Just transfer something from one to another, or from nature to technique, or from technique to nature. That's also very interesting in my case. Yeah. Yeah, the next tip is, be amazing. Be amazing attracts amazing. Yeah? What I found out, that a lot of people don't have the power to just be amazing. They think too much what other people think. Yeah? And that's why they don't get into their passion. And if you come fully in your passion, you get amazing, and you attract amazing. Yeah? For example, in my home city, still people think I'm a bit crazy. I completely changed my life. I wrote a book. I'm traveling. I'm calling me time millionaire. Oh, what a word, yeah. And so just do it, yeah. And you will see what comes after it, yeah. The next thing is, let your lifestyle speak for you. Yeah. A mentor of me, he said, I cannot hear what you are saying, your action speaks so loudly. Yeah? So just do it. And for example, since I changed my life and I have an interesting lifestyle, and I also post it on Instagram and Facebook, it attracts so much new positive things. Yeah? So I don't tell much about it, I just do it. Yeah? And it's interesting what happens. So if you have a good lifestyle, just live it and see what happens. Yeah? What also is very, very interesting in my case, part of what I love is the journey. When I was in normal life still, I always thought, one time you will arrive. Yeah? One time I will retire, then I will do that. Or when my kids are out of the house, or when I have to work less, or when I have more money, or when I find a girlfriend or something. Yeah, I call it the dream behind the horizon. Nearly everybody, it's normal, dreams it. Yeah, but what I learned is, for me, it's a journey. Yeah, so I love the journey. I will never arrive completely. Yeah, and that's the cool thing. Yeah, what I love, I do a lot of workshops in the year and learn and learn and learn. And for me, that's the, how do you say, the main thing in life. Yeah, and but what comes with that is, if you have amazing knowledge or worth-giving knowledge, it comes back to you. Yeah, so really find your passion, have really great knowledge, like for example Christoph, and then you will build a community, you will get what you want. Yeah, it's coming back. Also in networking, I always try first to give, and most of the people, when they write me on Instagram, Facebook, they want in the first sentence something from me. Yeah, and just make it vice versa. No? When you want to change something in your life, there are always two ways to change it. Yeah? For example, in time management, you can peg it on top. At the beginning, that's what I did with real estate. I still had my normal job at the beginning and started to do that. Or you make it opposite, you reduce first, it's more risk, so maybe you work one day less and there you do something new or just nothing and grow. Yeah? As I already told, passion beats everything. For me, it was a really long time to find my passion and to stay in it. Yeah? In my book, I wrote it like that it can fit for everyone. In my personal case, my passion is real estate. When I was consultant, I was not really happy with what I do, and I was always looking for something, yeah? What I can do, like buying and selling companies or whatever. And then I found the real estate thing in 2014, and I felt that's my passion. And then I just went for it. Yeah? When I was in 2014, I had like 6 flats. Now I have 110 and completely live off that. And that in 4 years. Yeah? And it's possible. I love it. For me, it's like meditation. It's better like sex when I do real estate business. So find something like that, and work is not work for you. Yeah? And that's a good thing. If you do something you not really like, you have the comparison. What I found out, that to be a digital nomad is, for a lot of people, is a dream, and a lot of people do it also. But I know a lot of people, they are not really happy with that, because they travel, but they still have to work a lot and stress, and yeah, they are nice places, but they sit 12 hours on the laptop. Yeah? So yeah, try to find your passion. Yeah? Yeah, very, very important and silly in the same time. You must be bored sometime. Yeah? It's human that you always think you have to do something, work, or also for pleasure. But it's very important that sometimes you are bored, yeah? Because it's a very important process, and it brings you to your highest creativity. That's what I found out. I started my 4-day work week, and on the 5th day, at the beginning, it felt really, really strange. I was bored, I didn't know what to do at the beginning, but if you keep that and don't jump back in your doing stuff, yeah? Then the creativity is starting. It's really great. Try it out. Nothing can happen. Yeah? The next tip, what I do, it's luxury. I only do deals with people I like. I don't do any more deals with people from the beginning I have a bad feeling or I don't like. It's luxury, and it makes you very successful. Yeah? When I was consultant, I thought I have to deal with every customer. Otherwise I will miss something. So, and since that I do that, it's much more easier, more fun, and more successful. Yeah? Very important, think on the 20% rule. So always keep some buffers or resources in everything you do. Yeah? Never give 100%. Yeah? Also, when you are an entrepreneur and you have workers. When I had my workers, I thought they always have to have work for 120 or 130%, that they don't get bored. Now I do the opposite. I say 80% is enough, and then they also get creative, have buffers, have fun if something, opportunity comes. And that's also one part of the time millionaire concept. When you have too much time, you see like that. Before you see like that. And if you get good opportunities, you have to be flexible and have time. The best thing, I did real estate when I was still working, and I wasn't that successful. In Germany, the market is really hot. And yeah, when I was consultant, I got a good offer, and I said, okay, I will come on Saturday, I will have a look at it, and probably I buy it. And when I came there, it was gone. Yeah. Today, someone calls me and says, okay, when can I come if I'm not broke? Yeah. Yeah. Always think, how can I get in the case or in that topic in the state to can instead of must do? That's, in my opinion, the secret of success. Nearly every privatier, outstanding deal maker, millionaire, completely free people lives after that. It's very important that you can and you don't have to must. Yeah? So always think, how can I get in the state to can? It's really cool feeling, and it makes you very successful in deals and everything. Yeah? Also, very important thing is that you have sparring partners, mentors, a power team, good friends, that in the case you're really not doing well one time, you have your power team. It's very important. A lot of people, they don't open up in masterminds or something, and that's also a very great key for freedom and success. Yeah? Still make your own decisions, but try to find a power team. Yeah? Yeah. Start with true investments. Yeah? For example, real estate. But be careful, real estate is not a passive income like a lot of people think. It's still, you have to look after it. But in real estate, you can put on your hands yourself. Yeah? And you can change something, and it has an awesome leverage. Yeah? Real estate, have a look at it. Apart from buying companies, it's the second fastest way to get rich, because you can make a really good leverage. Yeah? In the moment, the market in Germany is quite hot, I would say, but in the world we have still very interesting real estate markets, and yeah, I can give you the advice, if you like it, have a look at it. Yeah? Know the difference between real and true investment, yeah, and a speculation. What I see is that a lot of people think a speculation is an investment, yeah, and that's a big difference. Yeah, what is the difference? Yeah, investment has cash flow. A speculation not. A speculation, you will have a surplus if it works. But that's speculation. Very important, an investment has cash flow, most of the time from the beginning on. Yeah? Yeah. And know the difference between cash today, cash tomorrow, and forever cash. Very important, yeah? Cash today, cash tomorrow, and forever cash. Very important, yeah? Yeah. Write a book. The best thing I did in my life is write a book. Yeah? And it's great to give your knowledge to people, but what is more great, it's the best self-coaching tool I ever found. When you write the book, you have to think so much about your stuff, because people read it, they cannot ask you, and you cannot change it anymore. Like in a video, you can add something, or on Facebook you can change it. For me, it was an acceleration in my personal growing. Yeah? And try to do it one time. Even if you don't sell it, try to do it. And the hardest time to write the book is the last 20% when you finish it. Yeah? Sometimes you go crazy, you think you will burn it, and then not. And yeah, that's a tip. If you have the chance in your life or have some knowledge, write a book. Yeah? Then, a lot of people talk too much. They say, I would like to do that. Oh, I would like to do it like you. I would like to travel more, and I would like to be free, and once I would love to live on Mallorca like me sometimes. But they still have the fear to do it. And the problem is that they think they have to do it forever. So try to change your thinking and try something out what you're always thinking about just for 6 months or for 1 year. If you do it just for 6 months or 1 year, nothing really can go wrong in that time. The best example is the 4-day work week, which is in my book. Yeah? In Germany, most of the people work 5 days or 6 days, and they all want to have like Friday off or something. Yeah? But a lot of them didn't do it, and I tried to find out why. And the thing is, they just had a lot of fear. And then I always told them, do it just for 6 months, for 1 year. In that time you won't go bankrupt or something. Yeah? And that's the trick. Don't think forever. Think, I do it 6 months, and then I will see. It's like if you go to a restaurant and you're not sure if you go in or not. If somebody stands outside and gives you a taste, you taste it and oh, it's better than I expected, I go in. That's the same. Try it out, taste the 4-day work week or whatever, and then after 6 months see what it gives to you. Yeah? Can instead of must, for me, means freedom, and do it also in business partnerships. I was consultant for 8 years, like 2,000 cases, and in Germany or in the whole Western world, people, when they get partners, they try to make a contract that each of them must stay together. Yeah? I do the complete opposite. When I do a partnership, I say I want to have a contract which everybody can. If he wants to leave, he can leave tomorrow. Why do I do it? I want him to stay from his own will and to be motivated. Yeah? And if you try to catch him like a wife when you marry her or something, it's not completely free. Yeah? So I try always to make partnerships in business which are completely free, can, not have to. And it's amazing. Yeah? When you do business, most people are much too serious. As when I did, it was for me the same. Yeah? Business is a game. Think in business, it's a game. Yeah? Whatever game you like football or something, but business is a game. Don't take it serious and don't take it personal. Always think it's a game, and you try your best in the game, but you don't have to win. Sometimes you lose, and that's normal. Yeah? Yeah. Always leave 50 cents on the table. Yeah? Be generous, especially in small things. Yeah? It's very important. Always give a bit more than expected, especially when it's not asked. Yeah? Be nice and gentle, make some good personal, authentic connection with people, share something personal, that's what Chris also said. Why do I tell it to you? Yeah? I love to travel, I love my freedom, but I still do a lot of deals, even when I'm abroad. So people have to be glad when I call and want something from them. Yeah? They have to be happy, oh, Jochen is calling me, I can do something for him. Yeah? And not, oh shit, last time he took off something off my bill or something. Yeah? It's very important that your remote control, which is called smartphone, is working better. Yeah? I do 70% of my deals abroad and just do it with WhatsApp or a short call, but I always give more than expected. Yeah? And try to help people before. Then when I call, they are really happy and they do something for me. For example, in real estate business, in my city, 70% of the deals, when I want them, I get them. And that's because since years I do that. And the people know when I call, I'm really fair, and in the end they will have a really good outcome. Most of the people do the opposite. They think one deal. You have always to think you want to do 10 deals with him. It's the same when you sell your company. Most of the people, they sell a company one time in their life, and they think when I have the money in my pocket, I go away and I don't care anymore. What did I do? I sold my small consulting company and I thought, okay, he's like a customer. I want him to be really happy, even amazed by the deal. Yeah? And that's how you have to think. Not one deal, you have to think 5 deals ahead. And today he's not only buying, he didn't only buy my company, he's also buying real estate from me. Because he says, I know how the first deal worked, that I can trust you. Yeah? And that's very important. Yeah? So think about that. Genau. Gratitude. Did you know that as a human being you cannot feel fear and gratitude in the same time? So every day try, if you do something new or you have fear or something, try to be thankful and gratitude. Yeah? For example, every morning or in the afternoon, think of the 3 best moments in your life. Yeah? How did you feel? What did you do? Gratitude. Breathe deeply and maybe put your hand on your heart. And if you don't have any moments you're grateful for or were really good, then just think on your heart. Be grateful for your heart. It beats 100,000 times a day without you even think about that. And it did that already 9 months before you were born. Yeah? So think about, be grateful for your heart, and it will do that until the end of your life. Yeah? Yeah, and the last tip is, don't always evaluate at the beginning. It's human being normal that you always think, is it good or bad? Do I like it or don't I like it? And most of the things you don't like or you don't think it's good. And you take a lot of chances off from yourself if you always evaluate. Yeah? So try not to evaluate. And how do you do that? You say, interesting. Is something new? Normally you think, it's good or bad. Do I like him or not? You say, interesting. Interesting. That helps you. It's an easy trick. Yeah? And yeah, that's it. If you have questions, otherwise, thank you. One last thing, think about it. You have just this one life, and there are 2 things you can never get back. The first thing is your health, and the second thing is your time. This second, I will never get it back. Thank you.